Francis, we discussed the NFL Top 100, which NFL Network releases, voted on by the players. I think that might have gotten edited out in our last clip, but here's the funny part with the NFL Top 100. If the analysts do it, the analysts are wrong. And if the players do it, the players are also wrong. According to the commentary, according to people who comment and tweet and all that kind of stuff, there's no winning with any of you. Can't win, can't win. It's just a bunch of L's. And they're not bouncing back. There's no bouncing back. It's impossible. But as voted on by the players, a lot of the time to create controversy still for the NFL Network, so they can at least not controversy but debate and make the NFL a little bit of spike in interest in the middle of the summer. They have their top 10. The number 1 player in the NFL, according to the NFL players, according to the NFL players,
is Dak Prescott.
Is Tom Brady.
Shock, horror.
And then Mr. Von Miller at number 2. Again, the only thing wrong with this is number 7 is Ezekiel Elliot. Because I'm sorry, players, you can't think he's better than Le'Veon Bell. You just can't.
He's only been in the NFL 1 year.
Jesus, man, if you gave Le'Veon Bell the Cowboys offensive line, Le'Veon Bell would have, here's how many yards he would have from scrimmage. He would have all of the yards from scrimmage.
Every single yard.
Every yard that was possible, combined from all other teams, would be Le'Veon Bell's. And look, I get it. The players are not, I think the top 10 is pretty clear cut. Like, Rodgers and Brady and Julio Jones, like Khalil Mack and Von, these are all some of the best players in the game. Again, the players should be voting on tiers, not just that. We should be doing tiers.
All about Jason's tiers argument. Let me see the list again one more time, just to remind myself.
David Johnson should be
I have no problem with the top
6.
No, I have no problem with the top 10, aside from the fact that Ezekiel Elliott sitting there at 7. Because one, I mean, Odell Beckham Jr., in my opinion, is top 3. Well, he's already top 3, top 4 wide receivers in the league. He's not top 3 in the top 10 list. Don't get ahead of yourself.
But in the tiers.
I do like that Julio Jones is considered the best wide receiver in the league. I think Antonio Brown doesn't. That's not to diminish what he can do, but Julio Jones.
The catches he made in the Super Bowl
were simply breathtaking, right? So I think that most people have made their peace with that. But Tom Brady's going to top the list. You probably get down to the later top 20, and that's when you start to get a little bit more controversial players making their way in there. But I don't really have that much of a problem with that list. Like, it's just
I don't know with the top 10.
I think Ezekiel Elliott's probably thrown in there for the same idea that Dak Prescott was thrown into the top 100 and above a lot of quarterbacks that have been demonstrating it year after year, because people love to hype up potential talent because they want to be right or they want to laugh at them when they're wrong. So it's like, remember when Ezekiel Elliott was top 7 players after 1 season and he flopped the second season?
No, I don't think he's going to flop. I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to be one of those. He could very well finish the top running back, but that would make him next year's top 10 running back. You got to see, look, there's a lot of dip with sophomore players. Coward actually talks about this into oblivion, about how Dak Prescott, like, you should expect him to take a step back next year before he gets to another level. It happens a lot of the time with quarterbacks after unbelievably good rookie seasons, especially unbelievably efficient rookie seasons. So Elliott and Prescott are number 7 and number 14, according to the players. Again, I would still take like a David Johnson over. I'd put him over Ezekiel Elliott in terms of a lot of it, man. If you want to put number 7 is the Cowboys' offensive line. They're all 7 foot 9 inches tall, 700 pounds, and they run a 3-second 40, which is an exaggeration, but it's not that far off. It's not.
That's where they went after Space Jam?
Yes, that's where they went after Space Jam.
Straight to the Dallas Cowboys offensive line?
Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Dan, are they missing anybody from the top 10? It's only a little bit.
I mean, he did say there was 7.
David Johnson. A lot of people said a lot of the NFL.com writers said Aaron Donald should have been in there, even though the Rams are bad. He's like a tremendous force on defense. I think it's up there. JR Jackson would say he's number 1. Los Angeles Rams. That doesn't sound right still. 19-0 Super Bowl champions, 2018.
But defensive players are never going to get the same amount of credit.
Hey, Khalil got number 5.
Yeah, I feel like they just have to have one in there just to like kind of give people, like JJ Watt should have been considered in lists upon lists upon lists, but he would still kind of fall as inferior to some of the more offensive, eye-catching players. That's just defensive players are always undermined.
Tom Brady's like 62 years old and he's the #1 quarterback or the number one player in the league.
He probably still will be for the next 2 years.
Tom Brady's going to win a Super Bowl like 47. It's going to happen.
Brett Favre won it. What was it at last age he won it? Or he played until he was in his 40s.
No, he got the. Did he get the Jets to the playoffs? He was 8-8 with the Jets. Was it not there? He got the Vikings to the playoffs. You know, which was pretty shocking.
And now he looks good in those tire commercials
ads.
or Wrangler ads, whatever he's doing. What's that one with the hats? Let's get that.
What do you do?
The Deere, John Deere or whatever it is.
What's the South Park line with the Brett Favre? What are you doing? Washing your hands? Clapping for the Q and Jenner at the ESPYs. It's like, what are you doing? Comment below. Like, favorite, subscribe. Francis. As voted on by the players.
Yeah, remember.
As voted on by the players and Jason.